This is Amy Bregy, the Maine Medium, Part 2.
Do you want to go on and talk a little bit more about aromatherapy or about Reiki? Because I know with tarot, that was kind of an opening for you, and then from there you were telling me you were exploring more.
Right, so from tarot, I ended up finding a friend of mine who was working with me when I was pregnant with Reiki. So I jumped right into a Reiki 1 class. I took Reiki 1 when I was pregnant and Reiki 2 when I was pregnant. It was funny. So, and then my master's, it was like 3 years.
Okay.
And, I found that Reiki over the years have sped up. People absorb it quicker nowadays than they did when I was learning. It's funny. You'd have to go through like a 5-year period before you'd even become a Reiki master, right? Now they're doing it in a weekend. I don't teach that way. I'm not putting down anyone that does. As long as the material's there and the student is practicing, however you get there, right? Reiki is one of the first stepping stones in energy work. And once I started learning Reiki, it brought it umbrellaed everything for me. So the essential oils, I'm a chemistry major, so I was looking at chemistry and energy, and it just all made sense. So energy's the vehicle, right, in the body. So the energy in our body is like a vehicle for essential oils. But essential oils can also pass the brain barrier, so it can actually go into a cell membrane. So that's why they're so good, why they're so effective, because they don't just cause debris. So pharmaceuticals causes debris in our system to make the chemical, because it's an extra isomer. It's a chemical thing. Anyway, I don't want to get in too much into chemistry, but that's what our side effects are: is the debris that that pharmaceutical drug is leaving, and that causes side effects. Where the essential oil is bioavailable, so it uses all of it, so it doesn't leave any trace. So that's why it works. But, and again, when you take an aspirin or Advil or something, and it's like a 3 or 4 hour period of time, essential oils is the same way. It's because of the metabolism of your body. That's why everything's on a 3 or 4 hour cycle, that you have to re-medicate or reapply essential oils, because our bodies just worked it on out.
I did not know that.
Yeah. So the same goes, if you're using essential oils to treat a cold or a flu, do it every 3 to 4 hours. Yeah.
I think nowadays a lot of people think, essential oils, I'll put it on and that
one and done. Right. No, you need to keep applying it, because your body, if you want to keep your immune system, that's what I do. And so my rule of thumb is 3 to 4 times a day, right? That's why I create roll-ons for people, because there's certain oils that whatever they're working with at that time, instead of having to buy all those oils, which can be quite expensive, I make them a personalized roll-on, then that way they can have all those oils in a blend and use it for what they need it for.
Every 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
What's the best oils for headache?
For headache, it depends. Of course, lavender, but there's a blend that I love, is called Clarity, and I put it across my temple and then on my brainstem. Takes my headache right away, and it also helps you focus. So it's kind of a double.
Why the brainstem?
So the brainstem right here, if you put your finger in the back of your neck right here, feel that little indent?
Yep.
Right where your skull little bones are?
Yep. That
is your locus coeruleus. That's the backup battery to your brain. So that is what is in effect when you have a spinal cord injury, and why you can still respirate and have brain function, is because of this locus coeruleus. But it also is connected to all the nerve endings that go into your brain and your spine. So I do a technique on that area, right across what they call the occipital ridge, which is the bottom of your skull, that whole ridge of your skull, and meets right there in the middle.
Yep.
And all that is connected to all of our nerves in our spine.
Oh, wow. And did you learn that in the
aromatherapy?
Okay.
Yeah, so I do a treatment called Raindrop, which is 7 essential oils in 2 blends, and I use tuning forks, a planetary set of tuning forks as well with this treatment. It's an hour and a half treatment, and if you want to throw in the ionic foot bath, it's a 2-hour treatment.
And a foot bath. Woohoo! So neat.
So if I call it the whole shit and caboodle, and if you come for that 2-hour session, you have a 30-minute foot bath, which is an ionic foot bath that pulls, helps your body relieve toxins. It helps your kidney release toxins, and then that gets your immune system moving. And then when I put you on the table and I do the essential oils and a special kind of reflexology massage along with the tuning forks, the planetary set realigns you to the universal frequency.
Yes, and we were just talking about that because I don't know anyone else that really uses tuning forks, but the energy.
Yeah.
There's
like the Om forks. I was telling you that Om is a sacred first sound of creation, right? So that's our base. Om, the mid ohms are the base of all of it, and I put those on the feet. And I use them. We have a low ohm that we use for the spine as well as a high ohm, and then all of the planets in between. So so I have a whole sequence that I do with the forks that reattunes your body, your biorhythm, and your auric field to the universe. Yeah. So people just think it's just a yogi thing on the mountain. There is a very specific reason that those chants are chanted. The Hindu chants are very, very powerful. They're very on purpose in their meaning.
Do you know how that was discovered? Was it by accident, or has it been?
No, I think it was maybe even if, as you know, as a psychic, you can tune into the subtle energies and you hear things that maybe others don't hear. But it's really about focusing, right? And really listening. So when you're focusing and you're listening, you can hear vibrations, because everything is vibration. Everything. So you hear a different pitch, like, okay, a wind chime, right? You go into the flower store and there's all different wind chimes, right? And you ding one. I don't like that one, right? It doesn't resonate with you, right? It doesn't resonate with you. You probably need that resonance, because when we're kind of, it doesn't feel good, it's usually we need healing in that area. So that's another thing with the tuning forks that I love, is it actually helps the essential oils work better. So that vibration, it like makes them get right to their destination a lot quicker. The tuning forks actually remove blockages along the nerve path, so the essential oils can have better success.
Can I ask how the tuning forks do that? Remove the passages or release them?
Well, it's the vibration. It's a vibration that goes through, and so a certain hertz is what we use in our tuning forks. Like I just bought a throat chakra fork that's for just the throat chakra. And I have one that's, it was called Our Star, is for your crown chakra. And that's what Reiki gets into the chakra system, our delicate energy balance in our body that we can manipulate for ourselves. And as a Reiki practitioner, we can get, if the Reiki system is out of balance, we rebalance that Reiki system. That also reattunes you to the universe. So it all works together.
I never even thought about frequencies.
Yeah. Well, that's what you think about a dog, right? And they hear the dog whistle. They can hear vibration that we can't physically hear, that humans can't hear. So my dog gets all upset when the oil trucks go. It's because of the whistle. And people don't understand. They don't like the oil guy. No, it's the whistle of the truck. That's all it is. It's not the guy. It's not even the truck. It might be the sound of the truck, and we know that the whistle's coming.
Yes, and then they anticipate it. But very similar to probably how we get connected. Spirit's like, hey, get connected with this
Right, you're on a
vibration.
channel, right?
Yep.
So, like I tell my students, okay, you can't reach 102.5 or 99.7.
Right.
You can't. So you have to raise your frequency. You have to level up, and that's what the tuning forks and Reiki. Why I teach them meditation. Why I teach them, how to cleanse themselves. And it's very important, those practices, not just reading the cards and knowing, what a card means. Yes, that's important. But your hygiene, your spiritual hygiene is the most important.
And nowadays, I don't think that people take that time anymore.
Well,
it's
I
like
think,
a rush.
to be honest, I think I agree with you to a certain extent, but I also think that people are now more aware that needs to be done, where before a lot of people weren't even taught it, so it's really not their fault that they didn't know. But I make sure, and I'm not saying I'm the only one who teaches it, because I certainly am not. There's a lot of great teachers out there but I honestly, I think going into tarot, you have to teach a bit of psychic development. You have to teach spiritual hygiene. You have to teach these things, or your student could become overwhelmed spiritually and not know how to deal with that.
You're opening the door.
Right. Also, your client also could be opening up spiritually, and you need to know how to deal with that. So there's a lot of different aspects about reading the cards. It isn't just, shuffling the deck, right?
And now we're throwing in frequencies in there too with the raindrop. That's amazing. Like I said, I don't know anybody else that uses tuning forks or that type of method of aromatherapy mixed into there.
Well, I was fortunate enough to be studying with people that were so passionate about holistic health that they went down the rabbit hole for us, and then we got to be the recipients. Unfortunately, the school is not operating right now, and I feel sad that education and even the modalities is shrinking. Like, that isn't the major part of my practice anymore since COVID, so I'd like to get back doing it again and teach people. But it's the most amazing modality. I have been blessed to not suffer colds or flus or anything, and I know it's because of what I practice.
And was that the calling for you that got you interested in
Yes,
aromatherapy?
mostly when I first started. I'm very sensitive to chemicals, and I was working in a lab, right?
Oh.
And where I was surrounded by it, and I was having issues with it. I was having issues with certain vaccinations, not all vaccinations, but some of them, like the flu vaccination was one that really kind of bothered me.
So you don't have a flu vaccination?
Well, no, I've had them in the past, but I don't get them now.
Yeah, that's
I don't get them now, and this particular ones that have ingredients in it that I am allergic to. So you used to be able to get them without those ingredients, but it's hard to do that now. But so I had to find a different way. Even over-the-counter shampoos and conditioners I can't use. My skin, I had psoriasis from the top of my head to the bottom of my toe. I couldn't even use shampoo at one point.
I can't even see that now.
I know. I am walking billboard for these modalities. I was also 72 pounds heavier. So when I started balancing myself, that's when it all comes off. That's what people need to understand. It's about balancing. These fad diets, you need a balanced diet that's for you. Like, I'm a vegetarian. It isn't for everybody. And if you're going to do it, make sure you know what you're doing. Balance your diet. Eating out a lot, there's so much preservatives in the food. Yes, they could be the best they could be made and ethically, right? But it's a restaurant. There's going to be preservatives in it. So make your food at home. And I do this thing where I meditate with my food. So while I'm preparing it, I don't want nobody talking to me. I'm in my food, and I put that energy in my food. And I wish I could do it all the time, but especially when I make soup, it's like a spiritual experience. When I make soup, I'm putting all good energy and intentions in my soup, most of the time, especially if it's summer, it's stuff that I've grown myself. So it's even a more deeper relationship. But if you can have a relationship with your food that way, your body just balances out.
And you have that connection.
Yeah, and that's what I feel is my success in, feeling and looking young for my age, because people do not believe how old I am most of the time. And it's not, yes, it's a process, but it's like any regimen, right? If you go to the gym, like I do yoga every day, I meditate every day, I watch what I put in my body as well as on my body, right? I'm very particular on the products I put on myself and in myself. So yes, I wear makeup, right? I have makeup on. It looks beautiful. This is makeup made by Essential Oil Company. Every single bit of it.
Really?
Yeah.
So nothing over the counter?
Nope. And my shampoo, conditioner, all my body products, I do not buy over the counter. Yeah.
Well, you were saying you were having a psoriasis issue.
Yeah. And when I stopped, I started getting it again. Like I have a little bit right here. Mm-hmm. But now I've got my oil back. Like I'm not. I have a friend that makes Ayurvedic oils, and I ran out and I didn't reorder it, so I was trying other, and just I'm like, no, so I ordered two. But yeah, she makes and she hand makes all of them, and the care that she puts in the products is well met, because obviously it works well for me. And I just started using her face cream recently, which has 14 karat gold in it too, 24 karat gold in it.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
Well, so, you're just glowing and stunning, so...
But that's the products that I use, and I like to promote my friends, because she's, she did the same thing, she wanted women to have these products, and, she's a Hindi priestess, and I love everything that she does. She's out of New Jersey. I'm sure she wouldn't mind if I dropped her name, but
I was going to say. She's Shakti Diva is the name of the company, and all of her products. I use all of her products. I use Young Living essential oils, because that's what I'm contracted to use for the Raindrop, because the Raindrop use Young Living oils. But there's other companies out there that produce very high quality oils as well. That's all I care about. As long as you're using a high quality oil, I'm good. And we're talking about not going to Walmart and picking it.
Not getting the Now brand. That is not a beneficial oil, I will tell you, because they're adulterated. So the cheaper it is, I don't even look at it, because yes, a lot of the mail order oils are expensive. But I also know, I've been using Young Living oils for 28 years, so I've met them, I've been to the farms, like, I see how they're made. And I don't know how many other people can say that they've gone to the headquarters, gone to the farm, talked to the chemist, with the makeup, it took them 10 years to develop the makeup, because they were not going to compromise and put bad ingredients in their products.
I love a company that can stand behind what they believe in.
Yeah, they're actually relaunching their, I don't know what they're doing with their makeup, but thank goodness they still have their foundation, because in the winter I use it. In the summer I don't even have to use it. And there's a new one that I used recently by Too Faced. It's a bronzer, but it's made with cacao powder.
Yep.
So that's been fine.
Oh, that has it?
Yeah,
okay.
that one has, because it's just cocoa powder.
That's
yeah. That's all it is. It even tastes like chocolate, because it's real cocoa powder.
Oh, you tasted it?
Yeah, when it's on your lips and you put them on, and you can taste them like it tastes like chocolate.
My makeup
is made with chocolate. Yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, you just look absolutely fantastic, and with the essential oils, it just helps bring out the inner beauty.
Well, it's not when you're well and you're balanced. the anti-aging comes with it, you know. So people, you know, you have to reduce your stress. There's other things that have to happen. That's why the meditation, you know, sometimes just taking out your cards is a meditation, right? I know I do at night if I'm like just sitting there, or a lot of times I carry my little cards with me and I'm bored. I'll be sitting in the doctor's office and I'm shuffling through my cards.
That's also really good practice. I've been doing that on and off. So
yeah, my newest thing is tea leaves. So starting to read tea leaves.
Oh my goodness! How long have you been doing that?
I just started.
Yeah,
but I have a friend that she's really good at it, and so we're having fun. You know, bringing in the mediumship. My mediumship with the tea leaves has been really fun to do. So
has it opened you up even more?
Well, I think for the tea leaves, yeah. I think that's going to be my catalyst with learning. It is allowing my mediumship to be part of it, yeah.
And having that connection. Well,
yeah.
I would love to have another part 2 and see and hear how that goes with the tea leaves. Maybe we can do a little tea leaf.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun.
That would be fantastic.
I'm just learning, so.
We'll give you some time to get connected. With the aromatherapy, do you have like a consultation? So if anybody out there was interested in getting in touch with you, do you do something like that to help them get
absolutely. I even encourage that. I like to at least talk to them on the phone or even meet with them, because I do like kind of like a health assessment. It's like, okay, what does this person need? And then I can actually, I do the raindrop straight forward the first time, but I can actually make it just for you. So whatever you're dealing with emotionally or physically, I can adapt the raindrop to meet those needs. But I like to do the straight raindrop at first just to see what we're working with, and then I work intuitively with your body. It works with me, as I call it, medical intuition. So I work with that and helping your body shed what it needs to shed and take in what it needs to take in, whether that be helping you with vitamin supplements or nutrition, helping just whatever it takes to balance you. That's what I'm there for, is to help balance you. Some people need a tarot card reading to balance. Some people need a Reiki session.
So you intuitively read the person, or do you ask Spirit to help guide you in where their journey is supposed to go?
Even theirs. When I have them on the table, I bring in their guides.
Yes.
And work with their guides and help me be the practitioner. I'm the practitioner. They're helping me and giving me, telling me what and my guides as well. I have guides that I work with that help me and with the healing process as well.
And with the healing process, they'll come and see you, you'll do what their guides and your guides guide you.
Yeah.
And from there...
And I always ask permission.
Oh, of course. We talked about that on the show. It's a number one, just opening.
So you can just come in and have a silent session and no talking, or we can have a session and I can explain to you what I'm doing so you can educate yourself. I have no problem with that. I don't mind chatting and I don't mind it being silent. It's your session. It's what you need. So that's what I try to do with every session, is just make it as comfortable and holistic as possible with what you need.
Yeah, my next question was going to be how long to meet with you, or like the healing process, how long that usually takes, but it's probably different for each person depending on
it is. I usually would say a good 30 minutes is a good consultation time, and I don't charge for that because it's part of my work. Like, so if you're calling me and you've never had a raindrop with me, I want to talk to you. I want you to understand what you're doing, and if you have any, and give you the opportunity to have questions. And I always do, like I said, the first session is always straightforward, and then I always follow up with you, and I'm always making notes, what's going on with you, if I, and can help, utilize the next session to be more, streamlined to what your needs are.
Oh my goodness, this sounds absolutely fantastic. I'm going to give you a call about that.
Yeah, it's a nice Mother's or Father's Day gift. It's a nice pampering, anyone that needs pampering, or anyone who has been suffering any emotional or physical ailments, this really brings people back in alignment, and that's really what I'm doing. That's what I'm about.
Right, and they just need to be open.
Right.
To accept.
And no questions are dumb questions.
Oh, well, there's no
people are like, oh, I don't want to ask you that. Why not?
Yeah, there's a reason why you're asking that.
Right. And if I don't have the answer, I will reach out to someone else to get the answer.
Have you ever performed on somebody that's been closed off?
Oh, yes.
Is it difficult?
It is difficult. In fact, I've had only one in my, I don't know how long I've been practicing, but I've only had one person I've actually said, give them their money back and, say this modality just isn't for you. Oh. And it's okay. There's no judgment. I don't want that person going through either a really bad, trigger response, or even they're thinking they're having an allergic reaction. You can't have an allergic reaction to a pure essential oil, but not everybody believes that.
Yes.
So you can't say, you're not having a reaction. You have to be compassionate to what that person's going through, because what they're going through is real to them, right? And you have to be compassionate, and you don't want to push someone through something that they're not ready to go through.
And that might be what was
aromatherapy will bring up memory. It's the only one that can actually hit the seat of emotions in your brain, in the limbic system of your brain. It's through aroma. Yes. Like, for instance, if you smell something and it brings you right back somewhere, a specific day, time, people, place, right?
Right.
You can recall it just like that from that smell.
Yes.
That is your limbic system being triggered. Yeah. So that's why essential oils work so well. They don't just work physically, they work emotionally.
So essentially essential oils can take you on that journey, like get you connected to, for example, a past life, if that's what you're...
Oh, absolutely. I've done that. I do emotional release with essential oils, and that is intense. I don't even do that until I've been working with someone for a while, because that person has to feel completely at ease with me.
So somebody can see you over multiple sessions until they're absolutely ready.
I have different ways to work with the oils and the tuning fork. So I do VitaFlex, which is a form of reflexology that helps rebalance. I can reset your hips, and it's just a movement on my thumb right here on it's right here, this muscle right here. I have a nail, sorry. If you do that, you can probably feel that in your hip. So I do a little thing where I rebound, and I was born with dislocated hips, so this was fascinating to me when I learned how to do this technique. I do things with tinnitus, with the ears as well. There's so many things that I've learned with the aromatherapy I'm just not utilizing because people don't know.
You hear that? I'm very happy we're talking about this technique. It is a divination tool.
It is. And it's also a medical tool. I mean, if you look back, doctors use tuning forks. I mean, my doctor has a tuning fork in her office. So it's doctors, what I like is doctors are more open. There's a lot more doctors that are open to the energy healing as well, and combining it, and that's what integrated medicine is. That's what I'm an integrated therapist. You're integrating both sides of the fence, and finding that perfect combination for you. Because some people do have to take pharmaceutical medicine. You have to. If you're diabetic, you have to take it, right? But I can help you help your system not have the side effects and work with that and different, So
don't push away completely the pharmaceuticals.
No, not if it's necessary. Of course not.
Right.
No, because that's irresponsible of me. If I'm not going to tell someone to stop using insulin. That's just silly. That's silly, and none of us are doing that. What we do is reduce what you have to take by you creating an alignment in your body that you don't need that anymore. But there are systematic things that are wrong, like diabetes, different things, even MS. I mean, not going to tell people not to take their meds, but use this to help you feel better and live a better quality of life.
That's the key, better quality of life.
Yeah.
And people are becoming more open and understanding.
Yeah.
I think with the shift.
And with that, you also got to be careful of the people that are out there, and thank goodness there isn't many, that don't know and just push what they don't know.
Because it's like a fad or something.
Find someone who has education. Find someone who goes down the rabbit hole, because they're the ones that are really compassionate about healing.
Like Amy Bregy.
Well, and the thing is it's a very intimate kind of a modality. So you have to be, it's like having a massage. You can keep your pants on and stuff, but I need your whole spine. So that's a whole comfortable thing. So there's a whole thing that you go into with the person when they're getting on the table, and then be feeling comfortable, safe, and secure.
And this probably goes over many sessions in order to accomplish what is needed to help them.
Yes, I tell people my session is really good seasonally. If you're a healthy person, come to me seasonally. Come to me in the fall, the winter, the spring, and summer. Just 4 times a year. If you're struggling with immune issues, I would suggest once a month. Mm-hmm. I don't tend to do it more than that. You can. But the essential oils work about 10 days in your system. So I like to have your body get back to, kind of go through the essential oils, do the detoxing it needs to do, and then reassess for the next session. So I like to have at least 2 weeks in between the sessions. And, I've worked with people that, I've worked with children, and I've worked with rocket scientists, so,
Oh my!
Yeah.
That's like,
yeah. So, if someone understands energy and healing, and they understand chemistry, they'll understand how this synergistically works.
And how quickly does somebody feel the works of the aromatherapy?
So, usually right away they feel a difference when they leave, right away. When they leave, they feel like a new person. And it does work in your system over the next 10 days. So there can be some detoxing. There can be headaches. I tell people you have to drink water because you want to flush those toxins out. So the essential oils is pretty much it's like shake and bake, shaking all that stuff out, right?
Yep.
And then the water needs to flush it out. So if you don't drink enough water after these sessions, your body can reabsorb all those toxins all at once. And then you'll get a headache, you'll feel nauseous, you won't feel well. So, I follow up with people to make sure how are you feeling?
Right.
Is there any concerns you have? If you need, let me know and we can talk about it, because everybody's different. Right?
And then you were talking about the reset period, because then after all that's flushed out, the aromatherapy,
you want your body to go in its own natural rhythm again,
yes.
Right? And then see what comes up then. It's like taking a layer off, right? Taking a layer off.
Oh, that sounds like an amazing journey.
It is. The emotional release is intense, though. It's really, really, it's like, it can be a 6-hour session. It's just intense, because I won't let the person go until they're in a good space. And if they're going through if they're releasing trauma, I have to stay with the person. So
exactly, they need to hold your hand, or you need.
Yeah, I need to hold their space. Yeah, for them to go through that and help them release.
Oh, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when did the fire walking come in?
Well, the fire walking. So the fire walking came in with a very dear friend of mine, Ann Sousa, who passed a couple of years ago. But she was a very gifted shaman healer in the area, and I worked with her with other things, and she happened to be doing fire walking, and I was like, what is that about? And then it just kept coming into my awareness. This is what the fire walk will do. If you're meant to do the fire walking, it will come into your awareness. It's not something like people go and seek, it comes into their awareness. So the next time I was having an event at my office in Elliott, and a few people came and started talking about firewalking, and then I found out another friend was doing firewalking with Anne, and I was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, no. I've had my brother's family died in a fire, and so I have a tumultuous relationship with fire. So I did not bite at first. It took a couple of years for them to talk me into it. So then finally attended my first fire walk, and it was the most amazing healing thing I'd ever done in my life. So I started fire tending, which means I held space and I produced a fire. So I was a fire tender for years, and my teacher was asking me to step up. You need to step up and be a leader, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good right here. I'll be fine over here just tending the fire. And I was fine with it, and then the fire called me. So I took the class, and COVID hit, so I had to do it online. Yes, fire walk instruction online. Ooh. And I had to build my own fire and walk my own fire all by myself.
Oh, I bet that was therapeutic, though.
It is therapeutic. It's also therapeutic for your land.
Oh.
Yeah. So fire walk, when you do it on your own land, is a blessing on your own land.
I love that.
Yeah. So I come in and I do a lot of work on your land before and after. But they are intense. I do have a place that I do, if people can't have a fire walk at their home for whatever reason, I do have a place that I can rent to do them here in the area. It's a beautiful place that I do them, but I'm doing one. I only have one on the books now that's private. But if you have land, I can come and do it at your land, and I prefer to do it that way as part of the process of the healing.
Getting connected.
It isn't just about you, it's about the land you're residing on.
Grounding your space.
Yeah, and any of your land needs healing. It gets that healing.
Oh, wow.
So.
And how long do the firewalks last?
They're usually about a 6-hour long event.
Oh, wow.
Because our job is to bring what we call your Noom, which is the spirit of fire, to bring that up to the level of the fire. So you have 3 things going on. Ideally, you have the leader who's bringing you into different exercises that are bringing you closer and closer to having the courage to do that, meeting the energy of the fire. Okay, so the fire tenders is another whole group of energy. So when you help build the fire, so every log has an intention. And so the fire tenders are holding that container. And then as we get the coals down, it's like a process of alchemy. You're watching this gross chaotic fire come down to this beautiful, it's like a mound of coals. It's just glowing. So that's your refined fire, right? And then it goes into your bed of coals, and when you go over those coals, all the 72,000 nadis that are on the bottom of your feet go right through your nervous system. So it's all at once. It's just an amazing experience. Yeah. It isn't for everybody.
But it is.
So if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't. But for people that it does, I want to be there to provide a safe and nurturing space for that work.
Because essentially holds space, is it?
Right, and I'm bringing your energy up by the exercises that we're doing. So my job is to get you ready to walk that fire, to get you in that mindset, and as the leader of the event. But I'm humbled by these events and the courage because I know what it feels like to do it the first time, and it's just amazing. I don't even know how many times I've walked fire. I don't even know. Don't ask, because I don't know how many times I've walked fire. But it's different every time. It's an amazing process, and I'm honored to be called to it.
I don't know too many people that do the fireworks.
Actually, we have quite a community of firewalk instructors around here. Yes, we do.
My.
Absolutely. We have several, many in this area now, because we have, people that have gone out and also called to the fire, a bunch of friends of mine that have been doing it for years. And one of the person that came into my office and was talking about the firewalk,
yes,
he is now an instructor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he's been, training a bunch of firewalk instructors. So we have quite a bit, and you wouldn't believe how big the firewalk community actually is. And you look at online, there's several schools, there's several, many all over the country, all over the world.
I love how you provide that safe space and that hand-holding for that person during the firewalk. You just lit up with passion when you were talking about it.
Yeah, well, I get to see firsthand what happens, when you keep in touch with the people.
Yep.
And you check in with them. I check in, a couple days later, a couple weeks, a couple months.
Yep.
And usually when we walk fire with someone, there's a bond created.
Oh, that's
because it's quite an experience, and it's very I'm very honored to be part of that.
I'll give you a call if anybody out there is interested as well. How can people get in contact with you?
Well, I am on Facebook under Earth Energy, as well as Amy White Bregy. I have a part website right now because I'm redeveloping my website, but it's earthzenergy with a Z .com, and you can also see my schedule on Facebook. I'm here at the Underground Minerals reading cards, the Groovy Witch in Dover, I'm reading cards there as well. So I'm everywhere, Rooted in Flow, I read cards there. So just look me up on Facebook and give me a call. My phone number's there. I don't know if I should give it here, the phone number. But you can...
Yeah, we'll post it.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah.
Stacey will post it. So down below, when you subscribe, like, and follow the Understanding Your Inner Bee, and we'll post your website and contact information, Amy. Okay. Thank you so much for
thank you for having me. It's fun. We always have good chats.
We do. I know we get into deep and gritty. And then you'll also be here on June 4th for readings, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Here at the Underground Minerals and More. Stacey and Jeff will be posting more information on that, and we'll see. We'd love to have you back, so we'll see if we can get you in.
That would be great.
Thank you. Well, thank you again for joining us, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
This has been a presentation by Leslie Albano and Stacey Lynn Shepherd. Like, follow, and subscribe on our YouTube channel, The Underground Channel. This has been sponsored by Underground Minerals and More. Check out the website at undergroundminerals.com. Come get stoned with us.